What's up, Quadcopter fans? I'm drone.com. Today I'm going to be flying my SYMA X5C Explorers. No onboard camera today. Forgot the SD card. So we'll go ahead and power it up, take off. And we do have it in the low mode. We do have a little bit of a wind today, blowing in from the rear to the front as we face the quadcopter right now. So we will need to change our speed mode. So now you can see we're in the high speed mode. We have a higher rate of attack or pitch. So you can see it has more of an aggressive pitch. Now I was having a little bit of a range issue with this thing earlier. My range has only been about 30 to 50 feet. It's about 20 meters or so, a lot less than the advertised distance. I have not taken this thing apart to investigate it. You can get some onboard footage with this quadcopter. It's very low resolution, but still fun. So right there, now we're getting some bad feedback from the quadcopter. It's losing its binding or rotation. Our transmitter shows that we have full battery, but it over rotates, over commits, and then it becomes unresponsive. And I've noticed it is when it's in this high rate mode. When it's in the low mode, not so much. I seem to get better range out of it. So I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to take this apart, take the shell off, see what's going on underneath there, see if there's any issues with the antenna. Could have a bad solder, could be coming loose. I'm just not quite sure. So it was very close whenever that was, as the range goes, it was very close whenever I was losing binding right there. So this thing's cool is that you can just cut your engines and then take off, so we can take it high in the air. And then I'll just drop out the engines, and you can see then you can just pick it back up, which is nice. Allows you to be able to do hand tosses. You're going to want to bind it on a level surface though, because if you don't, you'll have a hard time even binding it, and then even worse than that, you'll have a difficult time controlling it. So always try to bind on level ground if possible. So get it back over here to us. We'll do a side flip. So to flip, you just hold it on your bumper and press the direction in which you want it to flip. So you got 4 flips: front flip, back flip, right flip, left flip. You got your onboard camera. Like I said, I'm not recording today. It's about the 5th time I forgot to put my SD card in there, or forgot to bring it with me. I use a little 8 gig one, so it gets a decent amount of footage. Flight time's about 5 minutes or so with the recording. If you are recording, each recording takes up about a gig of space, so you can get about 8 flights on a 8 gigabyte SD card. So it's getting a little screwy there for in a second with the binding. Seems like when the wind picks up, it causes some issues too. Maybe it could have an issue with the accelerometers and the wind or the gyro. It just overcommits to the rotations, and then it becomes unresponsive. So it has a decent yaw rate. It's fairly fast. You can flip with the recording, which is cool. I like that. So just buzz it around the field really quick here. I charged it fully about 4 or 5 days ago. I haven't flown in a while, but it's holding its charge. And then we almost lost our binding right there as it almost nosedived into the ground. Like I said, on the low mode, it's not really having the issue with the binding. The wind's blowing today. It becomes a little bit hard to get the quadcopter back with the wind blowing because the pitch isn't as aggressive, so it makes it a little bit difficult. So we'll fly it up a little bit higher. Orientation is backwards on this quadcopter. You're used to most with the red in the back, green in the front. But hovers really nice and smooth. I don't even have my hand on the transmitter, and you can see it's hovering very well. So if you wanted to get this for a child or a beginner, it would be a great one to learn on. And you can capture some video too while you're flying. So you don't have to move up to an expensive camera bird right off the bat. You get a starter intermediate one, such as this quadcopter. It is under 8 ounces, so you shouldn't have to register it. I only have the landing gear on there just to protect the camera. It has little foot pegs on the motors, so you don't even need this landing gear, but you can get it. But this thing is super stable. I mean, you can just land it right into your hand if you choose to. So, and that's with no inputs on my end other than the throttle to be able to touch it and hold it. Most quadcopters you wouldn't be able to do that. Most quadcopters wouldn't be advised, because if you get your finger in there, it could chop your finger up. But it has little toy blades on it, so they don't spin too hard, they don't spin too fast. But this is a demonstration of how steady and this thing flies. So we'll bring it in for a hand landing. And this is the SYMA or SYMA X5C Explorers 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, camera on it, excellent flyer. A little bit of a range issue. You can fly it indoors, outdoors. If you are going to fly it in the wind, be sure to turn your speed mode up. On-off switch here, which is nice. Battery plugs in the battery bay there. Got a little bit of a crink or a crease in my battery, just the way that it bends and the design of the plug inside. But I've had great luck with all my SYMAs, and I highly recommend this one if you're looking to buy something to get into flying quadcopters. Also, you don't need to register this one because it is under the 8 ounce weight limit. So this thing's probably about 3 to 4 ounces. Doesn't fly very far, won't hurt anybody, as long as you don't ram it right into their head. But if this video helped you out in any way, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos in the future.